Good morning, everyone. My name is Carrie Thornhill, and I want to welcome you to this exciting occasion, the groundbreaking for the Lidl grocery store at Skyland Town Center. Yay! I've heard Mayor Bowser say that 6 D.C. mayors have been involved in Skyland Town Center, and I had the privilege and honor to work with all of them, Mayor. But they weren't alone. Since the beginning, more than 30 years ago, I and a committed group of community members, several of whom are here today, have worked with the city and the development team to make sure that we could stand here today and celebrate this occasion. It wasn't easy, as you all know. We've had our ups and downs, but we persevered. Now when I look to my right, I see the Crest, a beautiful apartment building that is a new Ward 7 home for its residents. In front of me, I see a drive-through Starbucks, the first in D.C. I see spaces for so many new restaurants, dining options we've not had in this part of the city. And behind me, I see the future site of a modern supermarket, the first to open east of the Anacostia River in more than a decade. I see our vision coming to life. There's still work to be done here at Skyland and throughout Ward 7, but I am so proud, as I know you are, of what we've accomplished. I want to thank the Skyland Development Team, Rappaport, W.C. Smith, Skyland D.C., Marshall Heights Community Development Organization, and my organization, Washingtonian Foundation, for never wavering. Councilmember Gray, Vince, we did it. Thank you. And to Mayor Bowser, I want to thank you for your strong commitment to Skyland Town Center. Our community appreciates the support your administration has provided this project, and we look forward to our continued partnership. Madam Honorable Mayor Bowser, please come to the podium.
Madam Honorable, congratulations. Good morning, everybody. It is a brisk day and a beautiful day here in Ward 7 and here at Skyland. I want to thank the incredible, awesome Carrie Thornhill for her leadership over 30 years. Give Carrie a big round of applause. All of our community leaders who are here. I want to start by thanking my predecessor in the Ward 7 council member, Vincent Gray. Give Councilmember Gray a big round of applause. I know he has a lot of Skyland stories, and I know that I speak for all of us in saying how grateful we are that the city and the community partnered together, never gave up, was resilient, and will deliver for this community beautiful housing, shopping, and all of the things that it wanted. So I want to say congratulations to the Ward 7 community. Give Ward 7 a big round of applause. We are also very grateful for a partnership with a fantastic development team that has been together to dozens, hundreds, maybe even 1,000 community meetings. And they've all been worth it. So I'm very proud of the development team as well. And you're going to be able to hear from them in just a second. And some of you might remember just a little while back when we announced that Lidl would be coming to Washington, D.C. in 2019 from the International Shopping Centers Conference that we have attended for many, many years in Las Vegas. And so people sometimes question what what comes from those trips. And I'm here to say, and I know council member is here to say, that real results come from those trips. It had been my experience that we have just about gotten every retailer that we want in Washington, D.C. We just don't have them everywhere that we want. And now we're talking about having Lidl here in Ward 7, Starbucks here in Ward 7, sit-down dining options here in Ward 7. And that is progress. We know that in every corner of Washington, D.C., there are fantastic places to do business. And I know right here in this community, people want to be able to walk to shopping and dining just like they do everywhere else. And that is what we will be building here at Skyland. And that's also what we're building in Ward 8 at the MLK Gateway in Anacostia, at a redeveloped St. Elizabeth's campus, and at a new Good Foods Market in Bellevue. And that's what we want to do all across the city. I mentioned our fantastic development partners, and please join me in showing some appreciation for the work that they've done in sticking with the city and sticking with the community. But not just sticking with, excelling in delivering a first-class project. So Rappaport Development and W. Sweet Smith, give them some appreciation. I also want to recognize my office for the Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development, who in also various iterations and many deputy mayors have championed this project for the city. Deputy Mayor Falchicchio, thank you for your leadership. I think that's the former Deputy Mayor Kenner under the mask and hat, Deputy Mayor Kenner, and Sarosh Otpadwala, who is the Director for Real Estate for the district. Thank you. And so when Lidl opens later this year, it will be the first internationally recognized full-service supermarket to enter in Ward 7 and 8, as you heard Carrie say, since 2007. And with it is going to be high-quality groceries, goods, and 45 jobs that pay above the minimum wage. And while this is the result of years of hard work and negotiations, it also represents a beginning, because we're putting in place the tools and investments to ensure that more is on the way. The new Food Access Grant still has $50 million in it. So let's give a hand to Mayor Gray for fighting on the council. And I mean fighting. Right? Fighting. To make sure that we have the funds that we need to turn these years of hard work into reality. And we're going to use that money to attract more grocers, to bring more good food options like Half Smoke and the Roaming Rooster, who are signed up to be right here at Skyland. We also changed the supermarket tax credit to focus eligibility to areas most in need of grocery stores, to expand support to more fresh food retailers, and to add community engagement requirements for our grocery stores. And so today we celebrate, but we will keep pushing, and we will be back with some other really long anticipated announcements to bring more fresh food to our community. So with that, I want to introduce Daniel Goodman, who is the Director of Real Estate for Lidl. Daniel.
Wow, tough act to follow. Tough act to follow, as expected. Daniel Goodman with Lidl U.S., Director of Real Estate. Extremely proud to be here today representing my colleagues at Lidl, many who have worked for years as well on this project, but the context of 6 mayors working on this overall development, and just so many people that have put so much effort and commitment and partnership together to be here. So very, very proud, and thank you all for being here to commemorate Lidl as we begin construction and can't wait to get open. So a few thank yous to get started. Our development team partners as well, W.C. Smith, Rappaport, our landlords, and my Lidl colleagues who have worked tirelessly to get us to this point. So thank you all. And I want to note as well, this is the first Lidl to enter the District of Columbia, which is a very big deal. So in a moment, Tiffany Irving with Lidl will talk about in more detail the job creation aspect, which we're very proud of and is incredibly important to what we're doing here. I want to add how important and how proud we are of bringing high-quality products and unbeatable prices to this community, to the Skyland community and beyond. So that's a huge part of what we do. We feel a ton of responsibility and hope we can bring a lot of value to the community around us. So thank you. And Tiffany, why don't you come on up here and give a few words as well. Thanks, Mayor.
Good morning, everyone. I'm very excited to be here. Thank you. So it's important, of course, to bring jobs to any community, and we're very excited about the opportunity to do that for both Wards 7 and 8. Lidl offers not only great job opportunities, but also benefits for every employee that works at Lidl. So we all know the impact of a great career to a family, as well as establishing the well-being of that family so that they are able to accelerate their growth. So we look forward to being able to contribute to that. We've been partnering with Skyland Workforce Center for a little over a year, working on a project to introduce retail training to the market. And with that training, not only will the residents of Wards 7 and 8 be able to have skills to work at Lidl, but they will also be able to take those skills to any retail environment. So what we want to do is really create an ecosystem of talent that's prepared and ready to work in this market. So we're very excited about the opportunity to partner. I would like to extend a thank you to Anne-Marie Bairstow and her team over at Skyland Workforce Center for the work that they're doing in helping our residents be able to re-enter the workforce or acquire new work skills so that they're able to be productive and have meaningful work in their lives. So with that, I'll introduce Henry Fonville, who is the president of Rappaport. Thank you, Henry.
Thank you. Wow, we've got some great comments so far. Thank you, Tiffany. Today's celebration is a major milestone for Skyland and the District of Columbia. We have retail tenants open and now living in Phase 1 of the Crest. The construction of Phase 2 is well underway, as you can see, and we have 2 additional phases still to build. CVS and Chase Bank are open. Fuji Japanese Steakhouse, Like That Barber, and Skyline Nails and Spa are under construction. Leases are executed with Ann Pizza, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Mazel, which is a Latin American concept, and Meze Mediterranean Grill. And newest news is we just signed a corporate store with Trek Bicycles, which I think is fantastic. Trek Bicycles, a corporate store. So incredible. We are currently negotiating leases with a couple more restaurants, as I've said. Later this month, Rooming Rooster, a quality fast casual restaurant serving chicken sandwiches and hand-cut French fries, will open. I'm sure that will be a sellout the first day. They're going to have to order more chicken breasts. And then on the corner of the drive-through Starbucks, first one in D.C. We have many more exciting announcements in the coming weeks. We're working on a lot of deals. You know, there's so much activity here at Skyland. It's absolutely incredible. I would like to acknowledge those here today. Vincent Gray, thank you again. Muriel Bowser, thank you. Deputy Mayor John Falchicchio, who's going to come up and speak after me. Tiffany Brown, ANC representative. Earl Williams is here somewhere, leader of the Skyline Task Force. You get the Perseverance Award as well for that. W.C. Smith, Rappaport are partners, along with the Washington East Foundation. Carrie, thank you again. Harrison Malone. Merrick is here somewhere around. And Dean, you're here. Sorry, I haven't said hello to you this morning. Hi there. Marshall Heights Community Development Organization, Bob Tudene's here maybe somewhere. And lastly, I just want to say we look so forward to Lidl opening at the end of 2022. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. And I assure you, I'm the last speaker. So what I get to talk about is, one, to say thank you. Thank you to the community for your patience, but also your persistence and your perseverance to get us to this point today. Just a couple weeks ago, Mayor Bowser was on South Capitol Street opening up a Good Foods Market, and it rained that day. Today, we can all agree, if you're watching at home, it's cold, right? But rain and cold aren't going to stop us, right, Councilmember Gray? We're going to keep pushing forward, and by the end of the year, as Henry just said, we'll have a Lidl open here, right here at Skyland. It also, in addition to that, already you see over on the side there, 263 residential units and more on the way. That means that this adds to Mayor Bowser's goal of 36,000 new homes by 2025. For those of you who are keeping count, we're happy to announce today that we have produced, since the mayor announced that goal in 2019, 20,251 units of housing, bringing us to 56% of the goal. So that, yeah, you can applaud for that. And even more excited that we've also, there's a goal of 12,000 affordable units by 2025. We've produced 3,578 affordable units as well, which means we're almost 30% of that goal. Some more work to do, but progress for sure. So today I wanted to also thank some team members from DemPed. The mayor mentioned Sarosh, who leads the team of Mark, Alex, and another Mark, to get this work done. And what the district has done here at Skyland is invest over $56 million to make sure we get to this point and we push forward. 40 million of that is in a tool we call the tax increment financing, and then there's other grants and other dollars that the district invested as well. We're also excited that Henry started to mention some of the retail that's on the way. We've made grants to bring even more food retail. So Roots 657 Cafe is one grantee, and Half Smoke is another grantee out of the Food Access Fund. So Food Access Fund is a totally separate $58 million grant. And what that allows us to do is to create food access points in Wards 7 and 8. And so you'll see the fruits of that labor. As Mayor Bowser said, Councilmember Gray had to fight to make sure every dollar, that $58 million, stayed in the budget. And so the fruits of that labor, you'll see Roots 657 Cafe and a brand new Half Smoke Cafe right here at Skyland. So we should applaud for that, and Councilmember Gray and Mayor Bowser's fight on that. And there's more work to do, so I get to say thank you, but I also get to remind everybody that there's more work to do. If it took us this many years and $56 million to get this far at Skyland, in order for us to create more supermarkets, we're going to have to put that sort of investment and that sort of effort to get more grocery stores in Ward 7 and 8. So more to come on that, but today we're here to celebrate the start of Lidl's construction. It looks like an ice skating rink if you look behind us today. But soon there'll be shovels, there'll be equipment, and there'll be workers out here making sure that we deliver on that promise that Ms. Thornhill and the community started many, many years ago. So with that, I'll bring the mayor back up for questions, and then we'll break some ground.
Thank you, John. Let's give DemPed a big round of applause for working hard and really hustling. All of our team throughout this pandemic have been extremely productive in making sure projects deliver. I want to again mention our community leaders who are present. Tiffany Brown has been mentioned, but she deserves another round of applause. From 7B02, Kelvin Brown from 7B07. Thank you, Commissioner. And Vita Rashid from 7E01. Give her a big round of applause. So thank you to our commissioners, our community association leaders, and everyone who's been working hard for us. And I can take a few questions. Yes, sir. Please introduce yourself.
Delmore with Capital Intelligence Group. Lidl's been getting a lot of good press and community feedback by opening supermarkets in our urban food deserts. They're opening one in Northwood Commons with the help of Morgan State University President Dr. Wilson. Now we have one here. Now Mr. Gray was saying they're opening that. Is Lidl going to be focusing on these food desert issues in urban America as a corporate strategy? It's a $60 billion German company run by a foundation. It's a huge group.
Well, they would be smart to do that And I think there's ample opportunity in the district for them to do that. And how smart of them to start right here at Skyland.
Thank you. No better place to start than right here, is true. And to really answer your question simply and quickly, we want to be able to make our food available, our offerings available to everybody conveniently. And our goal is to do that in all communities. So it's kind of a generic answer, but it's really the truth.
As a corporate strategy, as a major German food group, you have Aldi, that's Trader Joe's and Lidl. Is that part of your corporate strategy to open in these niche markets? In the suburbs, you have supermarkets galore. There's no competition. But here, supermarkets in our black neighborhoods are really vital. When you have them, they create prosperity, they lower gun violence, they really change neighborhoods and communities.
Yeah, again, we like to be able to be everywhere and available to all communities. So I wouldn't say it's a specific strategy, but we are scouring from a real estate perspective all the time to find good opportunities and developments such as this one and others. So I'll really leave it at that. Hope that helps at all.
It helps a lot.
Okay.
But I would add, this is not a niche market. This is a market where people live and they eat. So it's a market like any other market. Any other questions? Okay. Yes.
There are now in Ward 7 and 8.
Do I know how many? I'm sure we could tick them off, and I'll give you the exact number. And we have more on the way. Yes. Community question or press?
We have one more press.
Okay. Okay.
What are we going to do about making sure we're cleaning up also while we building? What are we going to do about the trash? So we happy to be at our grocery stores and shop there, but I don't want to shop in the Safeway because every time I go over there, I got to step over the trash. Every time I go across the street to go to the gas station, I got people hanging out. I got trash. I got people waiting.
So let me answer your question. I feel the same way about trash as you do. And one thing that we know about revitalization and investment is it takes clean and safe neighborhoods. And we all have a part to play. The community has a part to play, and the city has a part to play, and our corporate partners have a part to play. So let's really drill down on the things that we need to do. And the one thing about having competition, it makes everybody better. And so let's continue to work with our friends at Safeway to make sure that they're delivering in the way that we want them to deliver to. Last question? Yes? You could introduce yourself, please.
Good morning, Madam Mayor. Gigi Barnett, WTOP News.
Yep.
Quick questions about the kids involving all of this. First off, when it comes to grocery stores.
Let me just ask if you guys could flip places so I can see you.
Me?
Yep.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, here's my face.
Okay.
Kids' childhood obesity.
Yep.
How are the stores impacting that issue in the city?
Well, childhood obesity is a very big concern for us, and we kind of see it starting earlier and earlier. I had a trip recently to a new incubator that opened for Children's Hospital where they're doing a lot of research around childhood obesity. And it actually, I asked them, when do we start becoming concerned about our children? And the answer was in vitro. So it is a lifelong problem that can lead to shortened lives and chronic disease that we want to stay on top of. And we know how important fresh food is in making sure that children can have a healthy start. So we have a lot of programs that support families to get access to food with dollars. So we want to make sure that people are connected with our programs. We have huge investments in our schools with nonprofit partners, including Food Prints and Martha's Table that are teaching children how to shop for high quality food in a fun way. So we're doing that, but also being able to go to a high quality grocer even being able to go to a high quality food seller right on the block. If it's a corner store, if it has fresh food and high quality food offerings, we know that's important for our kids. But food is important. We have a food policy council that we were created some years ago that's chaired by Chef Spike Mendelson, that's also informing the food policy for the city.
Okay, and then quick shift gears. Kids in COVID, we know that kids 5 to 17 at the largest spike of COVID across the country. Your test to return program worked pretty well, having kids coming back to school. Your thoughts on Monday returning after a snow day, and what are you telling parents and kids when it comes to testing for COVID in schools?
Well, first of all, let me say thank you, and thank you for bringing that up. We had a very robust testing program to return from winter break. And that specifically was, 2 weeks where children were disconnected from our regular surveillance program. So it was very important to have tests for return. We had over 40,000 families out of our 50,000 DC public schools families that uploaded their results before school as we asked them to, and many more that did it the day of school. So for us, those were 40,000 votes for school. Let that be clear. That's a mandate that families want the city to do everything that we can to make sure that we have safe school options. Now, moving forward, our surveillance program is going to continue, where we are testing 30% of our schools every week, and that program has worked well to identify asymptomatic COVID, and we know that that's out there. And finally, we're going to have a program for our littles, our kids who are not vaccine eligible now, where they will have more frequent testing. So we know we are continuing, as we have throughout COVID, to have the gold standard in testing. We've distributed over 250,000 over the rapid test, and our residents are using them to stay safe and know their status as well. The final thing that you mentioned was how cases are increasing. This is still in DC the case that the surge in cases was in kind of a middle age group of 25 to 44. We have seen more cases with our children, but really it's the young adults and to middle adults that account for most of our cases. But what makes all the difference? Vaccine makes all the difference in transmission, but also in our experience with serious illness, hospitalization, and death. Vaccine. The CDC has just approved booster shots for our younger people, so we want folks to get boosted. But we also need the folks who haven't been vaccinated at all to get vaccinated, because that's what's going to keep us safe. Thank you, everybody. Let's break the ground. Say Lidl. 1, 2, 3. Lidl! Lidl like Lidl. One more. Okay, one more? Okay, let me try to 3. 1, 2, 3. Lidl! All right.
I get it in the same thing.